Well, Roberts officially puts in his resignation yesterday. So this is a follow-up of my video I did yesterday on the Superintendent Dr. Roberts from Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa. Well, we have some footage of his attorney talking for him, and he's asked about his immigration status. Does he have a social security card? You know, so he's asking the attorney these questions.
Well, both of those things I'm able to respond to, but quite frankly, I don't want to respond at
I don't want to respond to that.
this point. But as you may or may not know, certain people coming into this country are entitled to get a Social Security number. We thoroughly checked that out. That's not our concern at the moment.
We looked it up. We talked to ICE. We talked to Homeland Security. We found out you can get a Social Security. We're not worried about that, but I can't answer the question on his status. I can't answer that. We're gonna have to wait till things come to be more clearer. All right, I got a clip from News Nation. If you guys don't know about News Nation, go look them up. They're already at 2.39 million subscribers on YouTube, and they do a pretty good job of covering news. I think a little bit better than Fox. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't say that. No, actually, it's pretty good. It's a good. So I found this, and of course, I find everything hilarious. So here we go.
Just what is going on with the Des Moines public school system? For starters, the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division is looking into alleged race-based discrimination in hiring for Des Moines public schools. Which
we all want to know, how did this happen? Hiring preferences in our schools violates federal anti-discrimination laws and undermines educational priorities. School districts must cease these unlawful programs and restore merit-based employment practices. Well, we found out yesterday the lady speaking for the school district said, we use a third party that does a lot of stuff across the country. Wow.
Which it says violates federal law. But really, that news is just the cherry on top.
Oh, yeah.
The district of 30,000 students is already swept up in uncertainty surrounding its now former school superintendent. Ian Roberts stepped down earlier today after he was arrested by ICE on Friday. Roberts is a native of Guyana and a former Olympic athlete who has served Des Moines Public Schools since 2023. A noon deadline came and went for Roberts to confirm his citizenship to the school board. The story is fast becoming a legal nightmare for Roberts and a PR nightmare for the people who hired him.
A PR nightmare for the people who hired him. They're like, oh, shit. How are we going to save face? We hired this guy. There was so many red flags. And it gets better, y'all. It gets better. I won't give it away. But it does get better on how this guy, as you watch this, how did he slip through the cracks? And these people, it's a PR nightmare. I think it's an understatement. You people are epic failures. Epic fail.
News Nation's investigative correspondent Rich McHugh has been digging into Roberts' record and found that some things are not adding up.
Hi, Dad, right?
Hi.
How are you?
It's unusual for ICE agents to arrest Midwestern school superintendents, and it's even more unusual for those superintendents to be found in possession of a loaded handgun, a fixed blade hunting knife, and thousands of dollars in cash. But
before they carry on though, when they're that's going to disclose some stuff here, it's kind of baffling to me, and it just crossed my mind that News Nation sent out their ace reporters, and they find out the stuff I'm fixing to show you. They find this stuff out, but the school district couldn't find this stuff out because they use top-notch hiring process. Everything is by the book. But ace on the case, crackpot reporters discover this. Crackpot reporters discovers it. I just saw my thing lagging again. I thought I fixed it. Here we go.
Case of Ian Roberts is anything but usual.
It's complex, it's difficult, and there are a lot of what I would call a myriad of issues that are involved.
When the news
I would say the least. It's complex and difficult. No, it's pretty cut and dry. He's an illegal. He's got a weapon in his car. And he pled guilty prior. No, it's pretty simple. His visa ran out.
news broke that ICE arrested Roberts, initially, Des Moines School Board Chair Jackie Norris called for radical empathy.
Are you
What the hell? You know what? That is a tagline for liberals. Radical empathy? What the hell does that mean? We have to be really sensitive about this case, even though he's an illegal, but we still have to be passionate and considerate to his feelings and everybody's feelings that are involved. We're going to wait for more facts to come out, but we're going to have radical empathy in this case. Radical.
still calling for radical empathy, and is the board taking any responsibility for his hiring?
There was nothing in the information that was given to us to allude to any question about his citizenship.
One question.
Oh, but again, Ace Crackpot Reporter discovers all kinds of stuff that your third-party documentation that's gathered by Roberts given to this person to see if he's qualified for a $300,000 a year salary. Okay.
Raises another, and straight answers are in short supply. Where was Roberts born? When a reporter asked him last year, he dodged the question.
Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
Sure. Yeah. So both parents are from Guyana, South America. So I spent most of my formative years between Guyana and Brooklyn, New York.
ICE says he.
Okay, so this is another liberal tactic that they use very cleverly. So when you're asked a question, you need to, one, change the subject, or two, be a clever way to dodge around it. Where were you born? Well, I spent my time between America and Ghana, and then move on to something else. Just keep the conversation moving. Well, I would have liked to have seen that whole interview from right there. Like, why didn't the reporter go, wait a minute? In a nice way, by the way. Getting back to where you were born, I know you stated that you spent your time in between, but where were you actually born? Obviously, he wasn't born in America because he had a visa.
He entered the U.S. on a student visa in 1999 and received a removal order in May 2024. Athletic competition records cite his birth date as December 18, 1973. But court records and his 2017 marriage certificate list December 18, 1970 as his birth date. His voter registration in Maryland says 1970. Roberts' academic.
His voter registration. He's registered to vote Democrat. It's two different, 1970, 1973. But yet, I will reiterate. Let's hammer it home. Let's just keep hammering it home. The Iowa whoever the powers it may be that hire these people, superintendents and all of this stuff for the children, for the school, couldn't find this stuff out. But here you have News Nation found all these records that are all these discrepancies, and it didn't take them a couple of days to do it. I mean, all this stuff's been pouring out, right? The last several days, right? Boom. He was arrested on Friday. Today is Wednesday. Nope. But when they ran that background check on him, they did everything by the book.
Record even more confusing. His LinkedIn, an impressive number of schools.
Oh.
A bachelor from Coppin State University, master's degree, St. John's, Morgan State University. For years, he went by doctor. St. John's confirmed he got a master's but not a doctorate degree. His official bio says he completed programs at Morgan State. But Morgan State tells us no. Quote, Ian Roberts did not receive any degree or certificate from Morgan State University.
They also said, we don't know who the hell he is. No, he never served a degree here. But, the guy wanted to say, we don't even know who this guy is. No, he's not in our database. Who is this guy? He's claiming he got his doctorate's degree from us. Nope, that didn't happen.
Roberts left his last position at Mill Creek High Township in Pennsylvania for the job here. In a note, Mill Creek Township says he passed all clearances, including an FBI background check.
Whoa, what? Okay. That's possible, guys. Because who was in power during this time period? The Biden-Harris regime. Kamala Harris, the border czar. Thank you, Kamala and Biden, for this. But the FBI, he was got a check mark. You're good to go. We got the green light from the FBI. Wow. I'm not surprised. They probably did. But now we got some people in there that ain't taking crap. The FBI that's going now, they're doing a great job.
But in 2020, at the time of his hiring in Mill Creek, the school board there raised questions about his background, according to minutes of their board meetings we obtained. Dr. Roberts lacked the educational certificate from his educational facilities that he obtained his doctorate.
You referred to him as Dr. Roberts. Can you tell us which institution he received his doctorate from?
Yes, it was, I know it, the international school, Trident International, right?
Trident International University, an online university.
Oh, burn. He got an online doctorate's degree? What? What is happening? Oh my gosh. So News Nation finds this document from this other school place that had red flags saying he lacks the educational pedigree background to go forward, but yet he's superintendent, and I keep saying 300K a year. That's insane. But News Nation found this, but the people who put him in that position, they did everything by the book, and they're shocked, I tell you. They are shocked that there's gambling in the back of the establishment. Oh, look at this. So they're showing, these are protesters, right? What the hell is this? Who is this guy? Who are these people? Were they bussed in? What is this? Look. And they're all white. This guy looks homeless. He's not holding a sign, though. But you got all these people. And look, these signs are like professionally made. It's insane. Look at this. So who made all these signs? And they came out pretty quickly. I do think there's some organizations, maybe by George Soros. This could be a small example. Like they are organized like fast. Do they have? Are they grassroots? They're grassroots libtards. And somebody went, oh yeah, look at all these signs. Look at this. These signs. It's insane. They're all identical. So somebody made these signs, and this stuff costs money. But this just cracks me up with this. There, where's my mouth? This guy. He just happened to be walking by, and then there's this thing. But yeah. So let's continue on because I just thought this was funny. Free Dr. Roberts. Well, he's not a doctor. Oh, he was. He was saying power to the people or something. That homeless guy. Look here. Look at these people. Okay, what is happening?
Many in the community rally around his case in solidarity. Some parents with kids in the district have had enough.
Even if you take, was he here legally or not, when he was stopped and then he took off and he fled, and then they found a loaded gun, a fixed blade knife, and $3,000 in cash in his car, that enough is, I'm done.
I felt the same way when I was reading the article. In his car. Here comes ICE. He takes off. They find his car. Got a gun in there, a hunting knife, bunch of money. He didn't grab his money and take off. No, he just ditched the car, and then they found him hiding in some bushes. Like, if you were legit, it's common sense why you wouldn't be running. And this woman's like, well, I'm just done. Look, he has this stuff in his car. He takes off running. He's evading arrest or just being detained. I mean, any of us could get pulled over. I got pulled over, cop pulled up beside me and told me my back tail light was out. Okay, well, thank you. He's like, you need to get that fixed. I said, yes, sir. You know, whatever. So, yeah. I mean, the cops have reasons for pulling people over. Apparently, ICE had a reason to check him out. Maybe he was red flagged in the system because of his visa status and his name. Why else would ICE be coming after him? This is insane. So yeah, I agree with that lady. And these protesters, what are they doing? Are they not using their critical thinking and going and searching online, seeing what's going on, find out the facts before just jumping off a cliff?
That mom, Jen Cronin, says instead of radical empathy from the school board, she wants to see radical transparency.
Radical empathy. That just cracks me up. That's some made up crap. It's right up there with transgender woke nonsense sayings, right? Slogans, whatever you want to call it, coining a phrase. God, it just cracks me up. But we need to have transparency. That's what that parent wants, is some transparency. Radical transparency. Just put radical in front of anything, right? Just to get your point across. It has to be radical. It's not just like, we have some empathy for this guy. Hey, he screwed up. But he was a good guy. And by all intents and purposes, maybe he was. I don't know. But we need to have not just empathy, but radical empathy. What was the line in, not Officer and a Gentleman, the one with Tom Cruise in it, where his, Jack Nicholson's in it. He says, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. But his co-star, what's her name? She was married to Bruce Willis. Demi Moore. So Demi Moore is his assistant attorney or whatever. So she stands up and she says, I strenuously object. Not just object, but she strenuously objects. And they were pissed off at her. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen that movie, go see it. Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, Jack Nicholson. What the hell was that movie called? Whatever. I have a brain fart. Anyway, I extremely object. So now you have to have radical empathy, radical transparency.
And accountability. Ian Roberts, his attorney, says he is working to have his deportation order. Attorney wants to see radical transparency and accountability. Ian Roberts, his
I just wanted him to say radical again.
attorney says he is working to have his deportation order stayed and wants to reopen his immigration case. Elizabeth?
Is he still there, Rich? Where is he tonight?
It's unclear. We believe he is in a jail here in Des Moines, but even his attorney alluded to the fact that it's possible he is not.
Okay, and super quick, we mentioned he was an Olympic athlete. Which country did he compete for?
Let's guess.
Guyana, South American country of Guyana.
All right, so that would seem to clear up at least when he wouldn't answer where he was born. This is the strangest.
That's called dodge. Put radical or extreme in front of every term you use. These are liberal guidelines. They have a book. The liberal guidelines on how to conduct yourself during an interview. Where were you born? Well, I spent my time here and there and there and there, you know. And then I went to school here, and here. And then just keep rambling on and then get into something that they might catch the interviewer's interest. It's too funny.
Story, Rich. Keep on it and let us know what you find out. Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for watching. Where's the interview? There's the kitties. He's all good with the kids. There was another image I saw of protesters, and they looked like they were a lot of high school kids that were out there. But what we saw there as well is like there was a bunch of white people, adults, with pre-made signs that looked like, what? Where'd you get these signs so quickly? You're gonna go get this guy back. This is hilarious. Extreme. Here we go. Dodging the bullet. With a serious face. He dodged it. No. Well, I can't answer that question. But anyway, there is the update on Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa. Superintendent. Immigration case. Illegal alien immigration case. Inconsistency rises after he is detained. After he's detained, all this information just comes out overnight. But he's been working for the school system, making $300K. Even the school board, who was it, who went and said there was some inconsistencies in his documentation that they had found, and they were concerned about his education. What? Nope. It just slipped through the cracks, ladies and gentlemen. It slipped through the cracks. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.